Welcome, homeowners and curious minds. Today we are delving into the fascinating world of real estate and demystifying the age-old question, how do real estate agents get paid? Stick around and I'll break it down for you. First off, welcome to my channel. My name is Aubrey Maldonado. I'm a realtor with eXp Realty in the Colorado Springs area. If you appreciate this channel or this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel so you can get updates like this in the future. And then if you have any suggestions, please place them in the comments below. After several years of being in the real estate business, I've noticed some misconceptions or misunderstandings with how real estate agents get paid. And before I started in real estate, I didn't even really know how it worked either. So today I'm going to be breaking down the basics of how real estate agents get paid and the difference between a listing agent and a buyer's agent and how that impacts commission. And then I'll finish off with some costs realtors have to pay out once they get their paycheck. Starting off with the basics of how a real estate agent gets paid. A real estate agent does not earn a traditional salary. They also don't earn an hourly rate like accountants or attorneys. Instead, real estate agents earn a commission. A commission can either be a percentage of the sale price of a property or it can be a flat fee. The other part of the equation is that a real estate agent doesn't get paid until a transaction closes. So if you've been working with a buyer's agent for a while and driving around looking at homes and then you decide to back out altogether, then that real estate agent is likely not getting paid. For this reason, some agents decide to charge a retainer fee that's just a small fee to cover mostly their fuel for driving around. The retainer fee is something that's agreed from the beginning with the buyer when they sit down and sign a contract together. So if your agent is a good agent, then a retainer fee is not something that's going to be a surprise down the road. Now that we've covered some basics on how a real estate agent gets paid, we're going to be comparing the difference between listing agent and buyer's agent and how that impacts commission. There are two types of agents in a real estate transaction. The first one is a listing agent and they represent the seller, and the other is a buyer's agent, and you guessed it, they represent the buyer. Listing agent and buyer's agent usually share the commission from the sale of a property. It's not always a 50-50 split. It's usually what the seller decides with the listing agent when they first sign a contract to list the property. Now that has been the topic since it is November of 2023, and there have been some lawsuits about how that all is handled and how some agents and brokerages have handled the agent commission during a transaction, actually before a transaction even starts. So my hope is that this video provides a little bit more clarification from the beginning. One of the hot topics right now is that the seller generally pays the majority of commission in a real estate sale. And then, like I said, that commission is split between the listing agent and the buyer's agent. If done properly, this is explained and negotiated from the beginning when the listing agent and seller sign a contract to list the property. So before it even goes on the market, the decision of how commission splits and how much commission is charged on the property has already been decided. And then this commission is disclosed on the MLS so that the buyer's agents can see how much is being shared when they're actually going to show the property. Another scenario is when a for sale by owner seller is listing their property, then many times they will negotiate to pay a buyer's agent's commission if a buyer is bringing their agent with them and they want representation. This usually helps the seller sell their property since the majority of buyers still want an agent to represent them. Actually, in the National Association of Realtors profile of home buyers, 89% of buyers wanted a real estate agent to represent them in a transaction. The final option is that a buyer can actually pay some or all of their buyer's agent commission. If a seller is not willing to pay any of their buyer's agent's commission, or if it's a really low commission amount, then the buyer can agree to cover that difference so that the buyer's agent is still getting paid for their time. I've personally had buyers who are willing to pay the difference when I explained to them the commission benchmark that I'm looking for in order for my business to operate, and they were happy to do it. Now that we've learned a little bit about the basics of how a real estate agent gets paid, and then the difference between a listing agent, buyer's agent, and how a commission gets set up, we're going to dive into the costs of what a real estate agent has to pay once they get their paycheck. Real estate agents typically work under a brokerage and sometimes on a team as well. And the brokerage and or team usually takes a percentage of that agent's commission once they've closed a deal. The percentage varies depending on the brokerage or the team, but it at least goes to cover any office space or marketing, legal compliance, and other support services. The brokerage is essentially there to support and oversee the agent, and in return, the agent pays the brokerage a commission. After a brokerage gets their cut, if an agent is on a team, then they get their piece of the pie as well. This amount also differs between teams and what their team leader has decided, and a team usually has even more support than a brokerage does because it's a smaller unit within a brokerage. So the team leader is usually the really experienced person who has a lot of connections, and then maybe a new agent comes on the team to learn and grow their business. After that, because an agent is earning a commission instead of an hourly or salary rate, then they have to pay taxes. Many agents I know, including myself, set aside 30 to 35% for taxes. This usually covers the amount, and they might get some back if they have a lot of write-offs, but an agent is essentially paying instead of getting a refund at the end of the year, which I'd honestly rather keep my money in my pocket and have to pay. So by the end of the day, an agent's take home is their commission minus the brokerage fees, minus any team fees, and then minus taxes. And that doesn't actually include any marketing, transaction coordinators, personal assistants, any other business development expenses that an agent has decided to make, and that can vary widely between agents on how they decide to run their business. So this at least provides an idea of the major costs that a real estate agent has to pay out of their commission check. And this is why, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median income for a real estate agent in 2022 was $52,000. That's still less than the median income for a high school teacher at $62,000. So there you have it. Real estate agents earn their keep in commissions, and that's divvied up based on negotiated contracts between agents and their clients, and then a portion of it is given to brokerages and teams. And of course, Uncle Sam always has to dip in as well. Whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, or you're just looking for more information on real estate, knowing how a real estate agent gets paid can help guide you in either working with a real estate agent in the future or on your overall real estate journey. If you found this information helpful, please like this video, hit subscribe, and leave any helpful questions or suggestions in the comments below. Until next time, happy house hunting!